this is my spread so far. It looks absolutely delicious. I am so excited. I finally bought like little ice cube trays that look like stars, and I'm so excited. They look so pretty. I've already done my coffee like this a couple times, and I literally had no ice trays. So I was just drinking my coffee not being iced. It was just like room temperature and it's not that good. Actually, ice makes a difference for the coffees. Anyways, I want to start off this video talking a little bit about my Kindle and my Kobo because this is going to be a reading vlog. Now, I already started a book on my Kindle and I'm going to be comparing the experience reading on a Kindle versus a Kobo. I have yet to read a book on this Kobo. I've had it for a while and I was just waiting for like things to show up, like the case, the screen protector, and figuring out my screensaver situation. I have 3 books downloaded here so far, but I haven't started them yet. But I have started the one book that I have here on the Kindle, and I am currently reading The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. I am 10% in. I was reading at night, so I have like the night mode on. And so far, the book is okay. It is exactly what I expected it to be, is different kinds of letters that Sybil is sending out to family members, friends, peers, relatives, authors, and the responses and the correspondence that she gets back from them. And from there, you sort of build a story. So you have to remember little plot points to connect them because she's having different conversations with different people. So I just say that it's okay because I'm just at the start of the book. Like, I'm not obsessed with it yet. And I had this expectation that I was going to be obsessed with it already. That's actually the book that I got my mom, but I got her a Spanish version because she reads in Spanish and speaks Spanish, and she's loving it so far. So I'm really excited to go home and talk to her about like what I've read so far in the book and see how far she is. She's the cutest thing ever, and I'm just excited to be reading the same book as her. That's really cute. And then for the Kobo, I have 3 books, as I mentioned. I have Hungerstone by Kat Dunn, A Family Matter by Claire Lynch, and Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I haven't really heard anything about these books. I got all of these book recommendations, well, these 3 from TikTok, and they just sounded interesting when they were explained, but I completely forgot what they're about. So I know that at first they piqued my interest, so now we'll figure out. I'll read like the first couple pages of them and see which one I'm going to go with. So right now, I'm going to enjoy my breakfast finally and read The Correspondence. I started reading on my Kobo. I started the book A Family Matter by Claire Lynch, and I am 7% done with the book. I think I'm enjoying this book more than The Correspondence, which is surprising to me because this is a book I've heard nothing about, and I've heard only good things about The Correspondence. But we're not going to be reading right now. I had this case that I bought for my Kobo literally right when I got it, and I love it, don't get me wrong. I did have my little issue with it that it's not magnetic, but this gives like fall for me, and I'm gonna keep the case. Can't return it anymore. But I did buy another case that has more of like a summer feel to it. I got this clear strawberry case, and I thought it'd be fun to put like a photo strip on it. I'm going to be placing this photo strip of Jessie and I. It's a little colorful. I think it'd go well. Oh, that's so cute. That's really cute. It just has strawberries and like white daisies. And then I need to charge my Kobo, but this is how it looks. I've also seen people like decorate and put stickers here. I do have some washi stickers that I want to try out, but I'll do that later. So I do have some, finally I got some screen protectors for my Kobo, especially if I'm going to have a case like this that's not like a book and doesn't have any kind of protecting layer on top of the screen. So I'm going to put this as well. I'm just so excited. It looks so cute. I have my Kindle packed already. Oh my god, look. There's a piece of strawberry on this styrofoam. That's interesting. Did it come off of this? That's interesting. It didn't. I don't know. That's odd. Anyways, I'm going to continue to read the correspondence because I literally have 4 days left on my hold in Libby, and I want to finish it before. It says that I have 4 hours left. It's a pretty short book, I guess. I don't know, because honestly, I'm not that far. Last time I talked with you, I was 10% into the book. Right now, I'm 13% into the book. Not a lot has happened within my reading progress, but it says I have like 4 hours left, maybe like 5 hours-ish, and I feel like I can do that. I'm gonna be going on a trip that you'll see soon, but I'm going to take my Kindle so I can finish that book on the trip, and I'm not going to be bringing 2 e-readers, so I don't think I'm going to be reading a lot, but I feel like I'll be reading enough to finish that book, but not enough to bring my Kobo as well. So we're going to continue reading on my Kindle, which I've done before. I'm excited to get into the Kobo, don't get me wrong, and I would prioritize this one, but again, my book is expiring soon, so I should probably read that. I have quite a reading update, so I have good news and bad news. I'm going to start with the bad news so then we can build ourselves up from the good news. Bad news is that I didn't finish the correspondent. I want to say it's not because I didn't have enough time, because I feel like if I was really into the book, I would make time to read it, and I wasn't. And I'm honestly thinking about it as a DNF at this point. I just, you know, yeah, I don't like character-driven books. I don't. Sue me. I love plot, and I don't know what I was expecting with this. A lot of people felt like very emotionally attached to this book, and I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. I think the only thing that was pushing me to read it a little bit more is the fact that I bought this book for my mom, assuming that I was going to love it and it'd be fun to talk about it. So like if my mom ever finishes this book and she tells me, oh my god, I need to read it, I'll like pick it up again and start reading it. But right now, I honestly feel like it put me into a reading slump too, because aside from like reading this book, I've been busy with other things and I just haven't felt inspired to read, like to physically read. Now, the good news is that I have been listening to an audiobook, so I feel like that helps a little bit. If it wasn't for this audiobook or just listening to an audiobook in general, I would be in a really bad reading slump. But I'm happy that I've been listening to this audiobook, so instead of like when I was traveling, during my time when I was traveling, instead of picking up my Kindle to read, which I really tried, but if you see closely on like my clips, I didn't get too far. I think I got to like maybe 30% of the book and I was like, I just can't, I don't know. It's quite boring for me, it's falling flat, it's a bit confusing because it's just letters and I'm like, I don't remember who you're sending letters to. I don't know, I felt like I needed some sort of map of telling me like who was who, like what kind of relationship they had with Sybil, and I was just like, I don't care enough to do all of that, honestly. But the audiobook that I started is Mocha by Monica Kim. Now, I don't know what genre this is, but it's giving really eerie, spooky horror, like creep vibes. And honestly, the first chapter had me like what is going on? It's so creepy. Basically, within the title itself, Mocha means like hidden cameras, and we're following along like this workspace of like this man that hides cameras in the women's restrooms, and he's obviously like spying on them. Yeah, it's horrible. And he's the grossest man possible. Disgusting like all around, basically. And then we follow along one of the point of views of one of the girls that he's been spying on, and basically her relationship and how like just hidden cameras have been like this thing that's just like blowing up in Korea recently within this book. And it's just crazy, like it's crazy how much like people get away with. And I don't know if this is TMI, but when I was in college, there was a point where one of the people that I like he wasn't really my friend, but I hung out with him because he was friends of friends that I had, so we'd go to parties. And it was found out that he would have hidden cameras in his bathroom, and I've been to his house before at a party, like obviously use the restroom, and it just like it like grosses me out even more. Like obviously that's horrible, that's like disgusting. And this book is just like I'm like connecting because it's sort of like your personal space, like you've been violated. It's horrible. And it's just reminding me of that, honestly. And I don't even think he got any kind of consequence. Like, yes, he got expelled, but that's it. Like, dude should be in jail. Like, that's horrible, basically. But if you can like move past, and it's like weird trying to rate this book highly because like the things that are said are so disgusting, but I feel like it's such a unique perspective of a book, like such a unique plot in a book that sort of like people can shy away from it because it's such a disturbing topic, but you sort of have to embrace it in order to just know all of the horribleness that's in the world, basically. But with that being said, I am 81% done with Mocha. Almost done with this book, and this was going to be like a Kobo versus Kindle, and it still is because I'm still going to be reading on my Kobo, but it's again more of a reading vlog, so I wanted to give you an update on the books that I was reading. I wanted to continue reading A Family Matter by Claire Lynch on my Kobo. I was really invested in it already just because it has such a unique start to the book. We follow along our main character, Heron, who is like this older man, and he finds out that he has a terminal illness. He has this daughter that he raised on his own, and he's just doing like quite odd things. One of those things would be getting into a refrigerator, like literally, like, you know, those like ice chests refrigerators, like getting in there and just being there in the store. And it's like a little odd, obviously. So you're like concerned for him, and like you feel for him, and you sort of want to figure out like what's going through his head for him to be doing that. And again, like just finding out about a terminal illness is horrifying, and I don't know how like I would process any of that, but it's just such an interesting concept, and I really wanted to continue the book, but it expired on my Kobo, so I'm going to be placing a hold on that book. But I can't read it because I need to wait for it and I want to continue reading a book. So I was trying to find another book on my Kobo, and then I found some differences between my Kindle and my Kobo. One of the biggest ones was in the night when I read, I love that the Kindle has a night mode, or like a dark mode, and basically this is how it looks like. When it is not in a dark mode, it looks like this. Okay, you get the gist. Now, for a Kobo, it doesn't have a dark mode, which it wasn't something that like someone ever said. I don't know if I don't watch enough videos to know the differences between them, but the dark mode that the Kobo has is that it'll turn the screen yellow, which is still like sort of what your phone does, so it's still helpful in a way. And then for like, you can just have it neutral, and this doesn't have to be just for the night. You can literally just move it around however you want it, and then the brightness as well. But even like when it was, I don't know, I literally had it last night at like 2% of brightness, it was still really bright. And I think honestly the dark mode really makes a difference. Another thing is that I was trying to read this book at night and I couldn't open A Family Matter because it was expired. So I was like, okay, let me search and look for another library book, basically, because I connected my library to my Kobo, which is something that I liked. So like for my Kindle, I would have to download a book. No, I'd have to request a book with my phone on the Libby app and then transfer it over, just send it over. It wasn't that hard. Sometimes though, I don't know why it wouldn't really send it to my Kobo, so that was like really annoying. And for this one, I really like the Kobo because you can literally just connect your Libby directly to your Kobo and pick out books in your Kobo. You don't have to do any kind of transferring. Obviously, you need Wi-Fi for this. And I thought, you know what, this is going to be much simpler. But a little issue that I came across is that like there's no way for you to go to your library and just go to like available books that you can borrow now. You're basically just searching for books, or you can like use the search finder to search books, and then you'll see there if it's like you need a place to hold it, you need to borrow it. And I feel like in the Libby there's like little filters that you can put available now, and then you can just like download the books already. And you can't do that. I don't know if I haven't found it, but you can't do that with us. So that was really annoying. Also in the night, it wasn't working. I don't know why. It wasn't connecting to Wi-Fi. I think I had like similar issues with this one. I know I have the correspondence here, but I swear it expired. So I would have connectivity issues with my Kindle as well. And it's just like annoying, but it's annoying for both ends. You know what I mean? Anyways, This whole round was to tell you that I found a book that I'm going to start in my Kobo, and I'm going to start reading Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. Just this cute. I feel like I've seen this cover before, and because I just came from like DNFing the correspondent and like reading Mocha, which is such like a dark, eerie book, I want something fun and light. Like, I just want to have a good time. I want to read. I don't want to feel that like crazy. I really don't. So I think this would be fun. I honestly have no idea what it's about, but it was under like the comedy books, and I was like, you know what, sure. Hopefully I finish up fast and it'll be a good time. I literally can't escape the correspondence, because tell me why the book that I started literally has correspondence. Like, it's literally people emailing each other, and it just keeps going. It's not even a story. I am so annoyed, but this is my fault. My fault for not reading the synopsis of the book and for not knowing what I'm going into. And I just picked whatever book. So I'm DNFing this book too. I just can't. Like, I literally just want a normal novel. I don't want letters. I don't want like emails. I don't. And I'm so annoyed. Like, at first I was reading it and I was like, okay, this is interesting. I noticed that it was that way, but I was like, maybe it's just like the beginning. And then later on it stops, but it just keeps going on. And I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I finished reading Mocha like 2 days ago, and I'm still in between rating it a 3 or a 3.5. I really enjoyed the book. It was really eerie and it took a spin that I didn't really like think about. It sort of reminded me of like The Grudge in some way. I think I've only seen like the first movie. I don't know too much about The Grudge, but it sort of reminded me of that, and it was a little creepy, honestly. And I think if I would have been like physically reading the book, I would have gotten really spooked. But for some reason, like actually listening to it didn't make me feel that scared, which I feel like it's odd. I feel like it would be the opposite. But I think when I'm like physically reading a book, I can actually imagine everything more intensely than when I'm listening to it, because I'm like doing other things when I'm listening to it. But it was a really good book. It's not what I expected at all, but I finished that book, which is so good. I'm happy about that. And then I am about 40% done with the new Abby Jimenez book, but I don't even remember what it's called. It's so funny. I keep wanting to turn on my Kobo down here because that's how the Kindle is turned on. The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. That's the book that I'm reading, and I'm 40% done with it. Yay! I also took Lilo out on a walk this morning, and we literally just walked around and I was reading. I don't think I've ever done that, because she's not a horrible walker, but she's a reactive dog. So if she sees other dogs, other people, but like where we were at, the neighborhood, empty, like basically dead, so there was no one there, and we were just like walking really slow. It was like 7 a.m. and I was just reading, and it felt really nice. I don't think I can do that here though, because there's more trees. Sometimes like the rustling of the trees she gets a little scared about, but she's been doing so much better compared to like other times that I brought her, so I'm really happy. Like, she's done a lot of growth. I feel like this video turned into a reading vlog to like Lilo updates. But if you have a dog, you know how hard it is to not talk about your dog, because it's so cute. And then also you're just like constantly working on your dog, I think. Well, I don't know, at least for me. That's how I feel. But I'm going to continue reading this book. Something that I noticed about the Kobo, which I knew about, but obviously I didn't really like see too much into it because I haven't fully finished any of the books. It gives you statistics, and it tells you how far in deep you are within like a chapter. Obviously how many minutes you need more to like finish a chapter, and then it tells you, similar to like a Kobo, like it determines, it's guessing and estimating how long it's going to take you to read the book. But something that's pretty cool that the Kindle doesn't have is that within like the chapters, it'll tell you with little bar graphs how long the chapters are, which is really cool to see. And this book has a lot of like short chapters, which is nice. I love some short chapters. I feel like it just makes the books fly by. Anyways, I'm gonna go walk Lilo again, and then I'm going to read some more and hopefully finish this book. I feel like it's very bingeable. I haven't had it for that long, and I'm already like, I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I know there's some like mixed reviews about this book, but I'm liking it so far. I don't know, maybe I like the drama. I just finished The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, and I think she might be my favorite romance author. I've read other like authors before, obviously, from the romance genre, but for her books, like I think I've read 3 or 4 of them, and I love all of them. Like I might not agree necessarily on like some of the tropes within like her writing or like her books in general, but like her writing is so good. I really like it. I feel like it's just like I can binge all of her books, and I felt like that with honestly all of them. I don't know. I'm really enjoying this one. I think some of them is like a little frustrating. I think a lot of the negative reviews of this one was mostly based on Larissa, because a lot of like, okay, so this trope or this like book is about it's a romance between best friend's girlfriend. Like this guy named Chris has a crush on his best friend's girlfriend, Larissa, and it's like obviously they're emotionally cheating. Like Larissa has been cheating on her boyfriend, but emotionally, because they haven't done anything physically, but I feel like they have those like romantic feelings for each other, and they care about each other, and they spend time with each other while she's in a relationship. And I knew about that like going into this book, but I was like, you know what, I'm in it for the drama, it's fine. Like I like Abby Jimenez's writing. I don't necessarily agree with how this story is going, but I feel like it can be entertaining, and I'll still like to read the book. Also because I feel like she creates this fun vibe. Well, not necessarily, because I feel like I guess a lot of her books also have a bunch of like deeper issues. Like this one talks a lot about like addiction and just like family dynamics, and like there's some talk about grief as well, so it's like heavier topics. But I don't know what Abby Jimenez does that it just all of her books seem very fluffy. Sorry, I'm a little flustered. I just came back from a walk. Anyways, I really enjoyed this book. What was I saying? I was going to give more of an explanation on it. Oh, some of the parts that were really frustrating is like Chris, who's the best friend of the boyfriend, obviously really likes Larissa, and he does a lot of little things like out of his way to make Larissa's life easier, and like Larissa doesn't reciprocate that at all. And it's just, I'm like, there's a point in this book where Larissa really pisses me off, because I'm like, girl, you don't gotta be with the other man. Like, why are you dragging this out? It's so unnecessary. Until like it gets to a point where it's like you didn't have to come this far. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like this book could have still had that trope, but didn't have to be dragged out that long. But again, I can't argue with Abby Jimenez, because I still read it and I still enjoyed it, so I'm happy about that. I'm thinking of like rating it a 3.5 or a 4. Like 3.5 more so because of like the book itself, like the trope, like the writing was amazing. Honestly, it could be a 4 stars, because like I really binged this book, and I feel like it got me out of a reading slump, because in the beginning of this video I felt like I was in a reading slump, and trust me, like this video took days. I don't read books like this. So this one though, I did read it like this, which is interesting. So I feel like that has to bump it up within the rating, because it was enjoyable, it was bingeable, like it was just easy to read and enjoy, even if you didn't agree with the characters. So I feel like that has to mean something, right? The book is good. What else can I say? Well, something else that I found out about the Kobo is that you can have a dark mode. I just didn't really play around with it so much. I was too focused on like finishing a book that I wasn't really focused on figuring out like the little settings within the Kobo. I don't even know what I did anymore. If you go to the settings icon on top, it'll tell you, like give you a little option for dark mode, and you can just press on, and then it'll turn the whole screen dark like the Kindle. So you know, how fun. I really like that. You can play around with like what kind of information it would be giving you in the header and in the footer of the book, which is also great. You can also put this book as like your home screen, like whatever book you're reading, you can put it on your home screen, similar to like a Kindle. And I feel like with time, I think I was just so used to the Kindle that I was just like, I don't know, like is it better? But I do like the Kobo. It's really cute and I enjoy it. Like I was thinking about getting rid of my Kindle because I don't find the need to have 2 e-readers, but I don't know anyone like physically in my life that's a big avid reader, and I feel like that would be such a great gift. Like obviously it's used, but still, like who wouldn't want a free Kindle? So I think I'm just gonna keep it for now, and then we'll sort of see. Maybe I'll just alternate between them, but I do want to just like continue with the Kobo because I want to stay away from Amazon. Even though it's really hard to not shop from Amazon, I'm trying my best, okay? I'm taking baby steps and just stepping back. I don't shop every single day or get every single thing from Amazon, so I feel like there's little baby steps, but sometimes it's hard. while as I continue to use my Kobo and read ebooks, I'll like probably figure out other little things that I can do. I'm so excited because I have stickers, as I mentioned, that I'm gonna decorate, and I think I'm gonna do that in a TikTok, so that would be really fun. I'm just really excited, and hopefully sometime in the future I'll get a case that's magnetic and really cute for my Kobo. But what sucks about having a Kobo is that Kindles are so popular that they have so many options for cases, but Kobos don't, even though they're like basically the same size. But you cannot use the Kindle case because the button is over here, you know? Anyways, that's my little review on my Kindle versus Kobo and all the books that I read and my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to watch more of my videos, I have a bunch of them. I do a mix of like reading vlogs and lifestyle vlogs, like bucket list vlogs. I really like that as well. So if you want to stick around, please do. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye.